And I could sling this over my shoulder if I need it as well, because it's got a carry strap. So that would be a long-term kit. So far we have our water to boil. But let me show you, up in this pouch, I carry a couple of other items that are very easy to get to. Now remember, I don't have this long-term kit with me on my kit right now. So what I have in here is another Ziplock bag. Same setup with some of those milk bags, some clear plastic bags I can use for transpiration to get water from trees. And this is a 200-gallon filter. Now what I can do with this filter, I can just put this tubing over top of this, and this actually fits onto hydration bladders. I don't carry hydration bladders, but I do carry some tubing with me. Put one piece here, I would cut this. I actually have another piece that I carry, and I could put the other end on here. Please imagine it's cut, right? And I could drink directly out of a pond or out of a stream, and so that way I've got instant water if I don't want to take the time to boil water up, or I can't boil it for some reason. And again, I keep that right handy in the outside of my kit, and that's all my water distillation that I need. Now, one thing, this is some tubing. I can use this tubing as well for drinking out of a straw. If I want to hook this, I can just take the top off here and I can hook this right in. I know some people have drilled holes through here. I don't want to drill that, but I could take the top off and I could suck water as I'm walking down the trail without taking my canteen off over. This is just airline tubing from a fish tank. This is a surgical steel tubing. Another thing I can use this for is I can make slingshot rubbers out of this if I need to in the bush. It's pretty strong and very durable. It has a 1/4 inch inside diameter to it, and you can see that's a pretty thick wall tube, so it's a very strong tube. So that's all my water needs. Now if I knew that I was going out for a permanent bug out situation, I have some Katadyn filters inside. They're ceramic filters in a steel casing. Those filters will each filter 12,000 gallons of water. So we've got shelter, fire, water covered. Now what about our food group? Well, let me explain something to you. In a bug out situation, food is really an unnecessary item. The most you're going to be able to take with you, unless you have a stash somewhere, and we may talk about stashes down the road, unless you have a stash, you're only going to be able to take with you what you can carry. My pack is already 40 pounds. Of course, food is going to be eaten, so it would delete the weight of the pack over time. But in a long-term situation, you need to know how to find food out in the bush. On a 3 to 5, 7 day, even a week long or 2 weeks, I'll take some food with me. And I was asked before, where do I keep my food? I keep my food in this bag. And what I have in here is basically enough to eat for 7 days or so. I can supplement it with wild berries, with nuts, with vegetables before I run out of food. First, I have some grits. Some people like oatmeal. I like grits. I also have about a pound or a pound and a half of bannock. Bannock is real easy to make, and Tam's actually going to make a video on that. Good to carry with you. To go with that bannock, I have some Goober peanut butter. This is actually peanut butter and jelly in one bottle. This is an 18-ounce bottle, just a little more than a pound, and this will last pretty easily for at least a week for a lot of meals. I also have a Nalgene bottle. That bottle's filled with rice. If I know that I'm going out for a while, I may also put another Nalgene bottle in here. I have a little extra room with some beans in it. And then I have some of those delicious soups that Tam showed you on another video, and I carry about 5 of those soups with me. Keep them right here in the pack. I have 4 right now. So again, this is enough food to last for at least 4 or 5 days with a little bit of supplement of wild greens. I also carry these little pill bottles. I'm not going to take these apart, but inside of here are different spices. I have some Italian spice, which I like, and some curry in here so I can make some curried rice. I have, I'm not sure, maybe a little bit of salt in here. Well, in fact, I'm sure that's salt. I'm not sure what's in this one, but there's something in there. A couple little more spices. The next thing I want to go through is my toolkit. Now we've got our essentials covered. We've got shelter, water, fire, and food. But what I want to do is to also have tools that I can replicate my gear if I lose it. Now I probably take a bigger toolkit than most people would take. You already see that I've got a knife on my belt. I've got a neck knife. I have a folder knife on my belt, and also a tool man with a pair of pliers and another knife in there. But my toolkit, this is actually a tool roll. It's kind of a neat little carry, and I can carry a lot in here. In fact, I can actually roll this together with a piece of paracord in the center, throw this over my back, and have a quick getaway pack again. Inside here, I carry pretty much everything I need to survive out in the bush long term. Again, this is long term. First thing that I have inside my toolkit is another bandana. I can use this either to soak up water, I can use it for my head to cover my head, whatever I need to use that for. I have an extra, I think it's a 75 foot of paracord. I generally carry 75 to 100 extra foot. In this pouch out here, which is the furthest pouch and rolls up first, I have a ceramic rod. I use this to sharpen my blades, and it again is wrapped in another bandana. I like bandanas. Just a ceramic rod that I can finish off my knives. In fact, this is pretty much all that I use for most of my sharpening. I don't need to put my tools on a sharpener a lot because they keep a good edge. The other sharpener that I carry sits right here in my pouch, is my Smith's Diamond Stone, coarse on one side, fine on the other. This can be used to sharpen my axe, it can be used to sharpen my knives, and put a working edge back on them. I also carry an extra pair of locking Needlenose Pliers. These are real handy. They're handy for a lot of situations. If I come up with some barbed wire out in the bush, I can cut it. It's got a very strong cutter on there. If I'm doing some kind of woodworking or something where I actually need to hold something, I can open these up. They're adjustable, and they're very lightweight. I think they probably weigh about 8 ounces or so. Not very heavy. Maybe not even 8 ounces, 5 or 6. So that sits in here. I also have a pair of scissors. Again, it's not necessary, but remember, this is a long-term kit. I also have another knife. This is another Gerber, and tend to like this knife. I'm actually waiting on Dave Canterbury to get his knives out so I can add that knife to my pack and possibly take one of these out. But for right now, this is what I have, and it works. In this pouch, I actually carry, although I'm against them, a few matches. And this is my sewing kit. Got a couple of Easy All needles in there, spare Easy All needles, a lot of wax thread, a little bit of a striker on top for the matches, and that's why I put the cotton in there so they don't accidentally strike inside my pouch. This is a Gerber Strike Force that you've seen on other videos to light my fires with. Again, it's got its own striker inside. And remember, if I'm out in a long-term situation, I can take these tools and I can use whatever I want and put into another pouch, probably this food pouch. And then remember, with this food pouch that's now empty, I'll just ditch my food, throw this strap on here, have a small getaway bag. So that's another good thing, and that's why I carry that strap with me. I have another sharpener here. This is actually a rod sharpener. It also is a diamond stone. It just fits together by screwing it on, gives you a nice long handle. I use this mostly for my axe and larger knives.